Ah, yeah. You can run if you want to, but you can't hide. I see you don't know who you dealing with, but I don't have it all. I'm a lunatic. You see, society, they label me a threat. Hey, y'all know where I got that from, but if y'all wrestling fans, y'all already know where that came from. What's going on, man? What's going on? This your boy Six Man K Styles with the Six Man Combo on Thursday with your boy Mad Mike Sports, the mad scientist. And today our alias is maybe it's me and it's your booty, not your beauty. Don't ask where this came from, but whatever. Whatever. We thought we'd have a little fun today, man. Hey, we asked everybody that coming in here. How y'all doing today? You already know, man. We always gotta start the show off right, man. You know we gotta start off with that
Real
roll call. And today's roll call is sponsored by
high
High
quality.
Quality H2O. And today's roll call, we're going to give it to YMOF Jamal. We got Joseph Thornton. We got Michael Walker. Not that Michael Walker. We got Todrick Davis. We got Bubba Gump. We got Atlanta Nation. Got my homie. Let's get it. GA.
Hey,
Hey, man, shoot. We appreciate y'all tuning in, man. Let's go ahead and get this thing cracking here. I'm about to say we might well go ahead and start it off like this. We want to kind of reiterate a little bit on the phrase that everybody's been getting the frenzy for. As you see, today's topic is Atlanta Falcons off-season frenzy, which means a lot of stuff is happening right now. A lot of opinions coming out here lately. So let's go ahead and get started on this one. We're gonna go ahead and reiterate back on this comment right here. We don't want to back ourselves into a corner. If a lot of people that don't know where that phrase came from a statement from the Atlanta Falcon press conference pertaining to Matt Ryan as far as we don't want to back ourselves into a corner. The reason why I wanted to talk about this is even though they put Matt Ryan's name in the quotation, was there more to that statement than just the quarterback position? A little something to think about. What you think? What you think on that, Mike? What you think about that? What I just said.
just a statement
Yeah,
as it pertains to more than just the quarterback position.
does it take more than a quarterback position? Oh shit, we got Miss Maggie T. She's in here. Y'all make sure y'all throw her some flowers in there. Hold on, let me do it right. You better throw her some flowers. Throw her some flowers. Oh, I ain't got no money. Throw her some flowers. With Bridget Kelly as well. But go ahead. hold on, I gotta do it right. All right. We're gonna stop. All right, man. Mike, what you think about it?
Um, I think is um, it come down to it. You don't want to back yourself into a corner. Um, just that statement in itself is you don't want to be reliant. I think I said this before, um, not too long ago, but you don't want to be extremely reliant on one particular. You don't want to say, all right, this is our guy. All right, when it come down to making moves in the off season, I think that when you talk about he don't want to back yourself into a corner, you don't want to paint the picture to all the organizations. You're not going to be one of those organizations that's hard to work with, to negotiate with, and when you say, all right, I'm not even listening to trade offers. I'm not listening to, um, you know, what is this free agents? Bringing guys in, listening to their agents negotiating things, and the draft. I think the Falcons have been consistent in their words. They've said the exact same everything that we heard last year. We're hearing the same thing this year. You don't want to back yourself into a corner. You don't want to reach for players, and you don't want to um, paint a picture because picture perfect. We paint a perfect picture. Bummer, what position? Nah, to get with it. That's oh oh that's that's something else. You don't want to paint. You don't want to paint a picture. You don't want to paint the same picture over and over again. I think that's the same thing. And you don't want to give your opponents or potential free agents. Like if they don't know what you're looking for, they're going to be reluctant to take other deals and things of that nature. So it's like even with the general manager of the team, um, they're gonna guess, and when you're guessing, you make mistakes. So I think that's what the Falcons they want everybody to just be all over the place, helter skelter, and not focus on one particular aspect because I still have no idea what these dudes. I'm be real. This is the first time in quite some time I have no idea where they're going and what they're gonna do.
And I think the reason why that is because you have so many pressing needs as far as
Mm-hmm.
multiple positions. Um, like you say, you think about it, you need running back, you need wide receiver, you need edge rushers, you need defensive line help, you need corners, you need linebackers. So I think it's just one of those things where that's kind of like a statement to it's like a kind of back off me statement. I'm not finna tell you what I got planned type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
That's why when I said Tuesday night at the show, at the end of the show, when I said it's a whole lot of smoke screens going on with this with how they attacked it. I mean, 9 times out of 10. And then, like I said, give shout out to Rice who came on there, who was giving us the perspective as far as how free agency is going. But it was he he left off a couple things that I looked back and saw. There was actually other additional moves and cuts that he didn't mention that can help as well.
Mm-hmm.
Because the reality of it and the way that it comes down to is Calvin, what the Falcons do with Calvin really is really going to determine how this offseason goes. Um, like you said, you got. But let me ask you a question. I see this comment right here. I actually Tadra asked a question on this matter right here. He said, being that we need so much, would trading back be our best option? To be honest with you, I think so. But the thing is, you don't want to trade back so far back if there's somebody that you
You
want.
eliminate yourself from, that's it. A player that you
Mm,
would really want, and
mm,
just you pass him over because you're trying to get more capital. Capital is
mm,
one thing. That's all cute and all to have more draft capital, but if a guy is right there that you really want and that's going to
mm.
be the difference maker for your franchise, you really believe that, you take that guy.
Right.
What you don't
And
reach.
go ahead, go. Yeah, that's the and as Falcon fans, we have seen plenty of reaching here the last few years.
Mm-hmm. Calvin Ridley was a reach if you ask my that's for my opinion. Calvin Ridley was a reach. Caleb McGill was a reach. Tack McKinley was a reach. Um, That's pretty. Those are one that's like recently that I know for sure
Right.
that was a reach.
Hmm. And Bubba Gump here, he said he took it as no one is safe. Yeah, you have to send them, and like you said, and this is what we talking about. I took it as no one was safe, but the way that I kind of took it, it was kind of, and I said it before, this was kind of like a shot at the last regime.
Hmm.
So we always say, what was the problem with Smithers and Gilbert? What was the problem that they had there? It was re-signing guys that weren't great, or signing guys that weren't great. You just signed them just for comfort, as a comfort. Like you said, you had the Devontae Freemans, you had you signed Robert Alford to his contract. You, like you said, you had Jamon Brown, James Carpenter. Like you said, the
Carl
list
Allen
goes on.
gave about $20 million guaranteed when he wasn't worth that.
Right. So by backing, so that's what essentially ended up happening with this Falcons team, was it was backed into a corner. That's why Matt Ryan, that's why they looked to Matt Ryan to get those restructures, because they needed money to sign other players.
Hmm.
Um,
True was not a reach. True Front was not a
no,
bust.
no, no. I think he's saying true as in I think he kind of agreeing
Yeah,
with us.
because all I see is true. All right.
Okay.
So if that's what you're saying, but as far
Yeah.
as Vic Beasley, you can't say Vic Beasley was a reach either. He was the best, most talented guy in that draft. That like even he was ranked above a guy like, no, he was ranked a little bit below Khalil Mack. Khalil Mack was ranked higher, and Vic
Mhm.
Beasley. If like the Falcons really wanted Khalil Mack, but Khalil Mack went earlier, so they had to get the second best guy. So like as far as Vic Beasley, Vic Beasley, I think he has like 37 career sacks, and I think that's near the top of the Falcons organization. I knew it was close to, if not broke Chuck Smith record for the most sacks in the Falcons organization. So we can sit up here and talk about what Vic Beasley did. I think the biggest issue with Vic Beasley, everybody just had this false idea of him being Von Miller. And like you got like
Mhm.
let guys be who they are. All these NFL comparisons, I hate them. Just let them be who they are. If the guy can catch, if he's fast, just let him be. But like Vic Beasley was a team failure. It wasn't his failure. It was a team failure. They moved him around, and you know he was never a defensive end, and they tried to force him into a position that wasn't him.
Mhm. So by you saying that, is it do you think that it really comes down to, as far as the fan, not just a Falcon fan, but just as a football fan in general,
Mm-hmm.
is it come down to the what I call envious comparison?
Mm-hmm. That's exactly what a lot of these players come out. They put these markers, especially guys like Mel Kiper and Todd McShay. They put the names on these guys. Oh, he's the next Lawrence Taylor. He's the next Aaron Donald. He's the next Deion Sanders and all. It's like we hear this crap all the time, and then we put these expectations, and you kill these guys' confidence because when they get in the NFL, they really believe in they the next Deion, and then when they get a wake up call like it's like wow, I'm not that damn good. So they
Right.
lose a lot of confidence. They don't believe in themselves, and that's something Dean Pease always talk about. He doesn't want guys to play when they're not confident in themselves. He wants these guys to be ready to understand the game first before he puts you on the field, and that's what the Falcons did. They didn't have a well. I'm gonna say that they did have a choice. I think they failed Vic Beasley in the very first season there because they didn't go out and get a veteran. They put Vic out there as a rookie and said, "Go get the quarterback." They didn't have a veteran. They didn't put veteran pieces around him so he can come in and do his thing. Y'all wait till the following year to do that. Y'all failed him from the very beginning. If Vic Beasley had a veteran, Robert Mathis or Dwight Freeney in that first year, perhaps he gets more than 4 sacks. Vic Beasley didn't have a very good first year. Why? Because they put so much pressure on him to be that guy in the very first year. You can't do that to young guys. And that's why I love DNP because he doesn't put all this unnecessary pressure on these young guys. That's the same thing. Like you're not going to get guys like Kyle Pitts. Kyle Pitts is a unicorn. There's no other rookie in this class that would have put up the numbers that he put up in his first year.
With no help around him whatsoever.
Zero help. Everybody come talking about
Jamar Chase.
Jamar Chase got help. He got receivers galore.
And you got a legit top 5 runner, a top 10 running back in the backfield. Mm-hmm. So yeah, it's wide open for him.
Mm-hmm.
No consistent running game, no consistent receivers whatsoever. But that's how I kind of took it as. Like I said, it's just a big outcry of the Matt Ryan. Like I said, it's like Matt Ryan. He this gonna be his last year here, and they're gonna trade him and yippee ki everybody celebrating the streets type of thing. But it's like
let him sweat too. I think even if he did mean it that way, let Matt Ryan sweat. What's wrong with letting Matt Ryan sweat? Let him sweat a little bit.
Yeah, we say get some of that Crisco grease out his forehead. Like,
you know what I'm saying? Get it off. Let him sweat a little bit. Ain't nothing wrong with it.
But like you said, but before that, they said basically they expect him to be here to be the starter. He said he got a few good years left. You don't say that, like I said, you don't really say that about a guy that you don't plan on keeping for at least 3 years.
He sure didn't say that about Julio. He sure didn't say that about Calvin Ridley.
Right.
But he said that about Matt Ryan. He didn't say that about Jake Matthews. He didn't say that about Grady Jarrett. I'm gonna take that back. He did say that about Grady Jarrett. He didn't say it about Debo. He didn't say that about Fourier. He didn't say that about Jake. He didn't say that about anybody else. Those are the only 2 players that they said, all right, we see them here, and they're great cornerstones and staples of the team. So it's like Grady Jarrett and Matt Ryan, in my opinion, are the only ones that are truly safe.
Right. Because if you look at it, ain't a lot of money to play with. At the end of the day, we have to realize there's not a lot of money to play with. Problem is, you gotta stop counting the man's money. You gotta look at how the money came like that. He ain't the guy you need to blame. So you can't change the past. You can do something about the future, but you got to do it smart. You got to do it the right way. And that's another thing I took about that quote too, is they're not trying to jump the gun. That's the one thing you don't do is jump the gun, especially when you're in positions where you feel like you ain't got 2-3 years to wait. These boys trying to make moves to not only bring in players that can help them now, or draft players that can help them now, next year, like right around year 4 or something, that it could be a staple for this team. And that is one of the reasons why we say it most likely will be a Matt Ryan extension. Because you need players in the next 2 or 3 years. Because we counting the 48 million dead cap hit this year. Next year's dead cap is just as bad. You looking at 44 next year. So not dead cap, but cap in general is 44 next year. So you really ain't got no money for the next couple of years to be playing around with this guy's contract.
I mean, it could be worse if guys don't develop.
Right.
Guys don't develop. You can't trade anybody. What's the point of trading people if they don't develop the proper way? So you got to make sure that you bring in the proper guys and do what you have to do with the salary cap, because let's keep it 100% real. What if that year was an outlier year for Fourier and he's not as good as we thought he was? What if Michael Walker doesn't pan out? What if Marlon Davidson doesn't get any better? Kaminsky, all these guys. What if AJ Terrell has peaked as a corner? I mean, I'm not. I think he's gonna be a star. I think he's a star, but that's a lot of what ifs. Richie Grant, those guys. What if they don't develop the proper way? Because we don't have the guys in to help bring out the best in them. You gotta have guys around them to help these guys shine, because not everybody is a Grady Jarrett. Grady Jarrett don't need nobody to bring out the best in him. He's a monster in his own. You know what I'm saying? Matt Ryan's a monster in his own, but you don't get those type of guys very often. Matt Ryan can make a practice squad. We saw it this whole year. He made practice squad guys look like they were decent.
Yeah. So that's what I said. You have to bring in and we got to get away from this notion that we got to get rid of players just because we got players. All the good teams that continue down the line, don't get rid of good players just because you got up and coming players. You keep them up and coming players with the good players, and then you bring in new players. That's how you build a winning culture. That's one of the ways of how you build a winning culture. Let me make sure I put that out there, because there's no surefire way to do it. All right, we got Noah Tyndale, Jonathan Bell, Ultra Shadow. Appreciate y'all tuning in. They said they just made it here in time. As you see at the ticker at the bottom, the 6-man ticker. I shouldn't have done that, but we just pretty much talking off-season talk right now. That was back when SportsCenter used to be something to watch.
Yeah.
Now it's like I'll be forgetting his own, man. But let's get to the next. And speaking of off-season moves, let's go ahead and get to this next topic. And I named it this: CP, Fourier, Russ, and Io. Now, these are the key pieces of this Falcon team from last season, who are all free agents. As we already know with Cordero Patterson, he wants to be here by any means necessary right now, which is fine by me. But if you bring back Cordero Patterson, he's going to have to play exclusively wide receiver. Oh, yeah. Younghoe Koo as well. I should have put Koo in there with, because that sound like a song.
They got that man locked in the basement.
That dude about to get a franchise record kicker deal, bro.
Come on. That man locked in the basement. He ain't going nowhere.
Exactly. CP Fourier, Russ Ioku. That sounds like a gamer tag right there.
CP Fourier,
Fourier, Russ Ioku. But exactly. But the very interesting names that's out of these four, and we just talked about it with Fourier. The problem is, and we talked about it Tuesday as well. Fourier, the market for linebackers right now is almost between $16 to $20 million.
Mm-hmm.
If you franchise tag Fourier will be that franchise tag will be $20 million. Your cap gone right there. You gotta remember that.
So he's going to negotiate with other teams. You can't prevent that.
You can't prevent that, and it's gonna be one of those cases where, like I said, I'll just say Falcons fans, do not be surprised if you do not see Fourier in a Falcon uniform no longer.
Mm-hmm.
Because this ain't one of those cases where you gotta remember this dude led the league in tackles.
He's young.
And he's young. So he is going to get a I say probably on average, probably about a $16 million deal for like 4 years. Russell Gage is another one of those guys.
Mm-hmm.
He's really, like, outside of Kyle Pitts, really is the security blanket for Matt Ryan. But the issue is we don't know what the market would be for him because he's necessarily not a number one. He's necessarily not a number two.
Mm-hmm.
But with the numbers that he put up, he's going to be making a little bit more than what he was going to be expected to do if Calvin really would have still been here.
Mm-hmm.
And that's and like I said, these are like four tough names right here. Like it's a case that you might not see these four in a Falcon uniform next season. I know Isaiah Oliver. We know Dean Pease love Isaiah Oliver. Hell, we love Isaiah Oliver. This was the guy right here that said what Isaiah Oliver's best role was.
Y'all want to see the video? I can share it to the community tab right now.
Go ahead and get it. And it's going, like I said, it's just gonna all depend on how they want to attack it. And that's Mike with the funky tunes in the background, and that's me humming as well.
Oh, my bad. Dang. I ain't know y'all heard that.
Oh yeah, we heard that. But the issue with Isaiah Oliver is, do you, like I said, while having a Richie Grant or Jalen Hawkins or Darren Hall who played well in that slot corner, is Isaiah Oliver worth bringing back? Because he got hurt in a contract season. We don't know. So if you want to see any two of these four guys, you're going to have to restructure Matt Ryan. You're going to have to trade Calvin Ridley. If you want if you want two of these four guys and still have capital enough to sign your draft class and get decent free agents to come down here. Go ahead, Mike. What you got on that?
I think it's very important to sign one guy first, um, and that one guy is maybe it may shock people by me saying this. Russell Gage, he has to be the first guy that we go out and sign. The Falcons do not have any wide receivers. All right. So we can't afford to let a guy like Russell Gage go because we don't know if these rookies or even a veteran coming in, they're going to have any chemistry with Matt Ryan. And I think that's the most important thing that we have to protect Matt Ryan and his offense with. He's still learning Kyle Pitts. I think they're coming along, but we can't allow Russell Gage to leave and go to another team and put up big numbers. So I think the chemistry and the signing of Russell Gage is an absolute must. You cannot allow this guy to leave. He's the elder statesman in that wide receiver. And pretty much he probably the only motherfucker in that bitch. So we we can't allow him to go. The next guy is Io. Obviously it's Io. And that's defensively because the defensive coordinator he needs his guy to make his defense work. If you know anything about Dean P's defense, he has to have three safeties that he can trust. And the slot corner is essentially they play a lot of cover one and a lot of robber defenses where they have to use sometimes three safeties on the defense because he likes to play a lot of prevent, keep everything in front of you, make the tackle. So Isaiah Oliver is second, and to be honest, I think CP is the third. I think CP is the third because we still don't know what Mike Davis is going to be. I know what he can do, but I just don't know what he's going to be. Sometimes things just don't work when you come back home, and Fourier, I just don't think he's a priority. I like when I look at what this defense is all what it already is. Um, at this point, Fourier is a luxury. Um, he's not a necessity. Um, you can get guys that can tackle well. You can go out if you don't if like honestly, I don't think Devondre Campbell is going to garner any type of um, money the way he's looking for it, despite being an All Pro. So it's like if he doesn't get the money um, that he's looking for, he's another guy that you can come in and just be a tackler. That's all you need. You got Deion Jones, and we know what Devondre can do. We don't want to put his ass in coverage. Keep his ass away from coverage. You got your cover linebacker in Deion Jones, and you let a guy like Fourier walk, bring in a guy. I'm just saying not Devondre Campbell, but like Devondre Campbell who can tackle. We know that Devondre can tackle, and
Right.
he's not gonna cost us $15 million. I know that. All right. So you bring in a guy like Devondre Campbell, let Deion walk. Alec Ogletree, he's another guy. Is it Ogletree? I believe it is
Yeah,
Ogletree.
Alec Ogletree. Yeah.
He's a free agent also. You can bring him in to be, a veteran piece. He can tackle. I just don't think Fourier is a necessity. I don't think he's yeah, I just don't think he's a priority. I don't think Devondre I don't think Fourier is some guy we just have to have back. Um at this point, the Falcons they need guys up front. They need pressure. They need to be able to get to the quarterback. And I think when you have guys like Richie Grant, you bring back a guy like Isaiah Oliver, it helps the team tackle better because Richie Grant, he's a little bit reckless, but he's an excellent tackler when he's not reckless and just trying to go too fast. When he slows down and let the game come to him, he's a very sure-handed tackler. And you bring back a healthy Isaiah Oliver, He's a tackler, so you're not going to miss a lot of those tackles with Fourier. But paying him $50 million, you know, almost $20 million a year because you got a guy like Darius Leonard who's making $20 million a year, and I don't think he's better than Fourier. That price tag for middle linebackers is way up there, bro. I
Mm-hmm.
don't think he's. I don't think Fourier is a priority in this offseason. That's just me.
Yeah, because like you said, even with him being a tackler, you have to think about a guy like a Darius Leonard. He's kind of like a guy that is a tackler, but he's kind of like what you would call an all-around playmaker. And that's just one of those cases where he had a damn good season, but for the Falcons' sake, it came at the wrong time. Got no money. But yeah, CK22 said I would like to have Gage experience with Matt, but not a high of a price. Isn't he projected to get 8 million? Between 6 and 8 million. I think it depends. It just depends.
That's nothing compared to what other receivers are getting. These guys get them down there $23 million a year at play receiver.
Yeah. Right. Right. So he would actually be on the kind of like the lower end.
Mm-hmm.
If it's like a 3 year, $16 million type of deal, he really won't be making much compared to those guys that are like average overpaid free agents. ATN came in and said, hey, he said AFN on time today. I'm coming late to the show. See? Exactly.
Yeah, I'm getting into that German part of my my ancestry.
Right.
I'm on time.
Oh Lord. But yeah, crazy. But get a couple we got a couple questions here, man. We're gonna answer a couple of these questions before we get to the next topic. Todrick here said, if we don't sign Oliver, would you guys be in favor of signing a guy like Bradley Roby or Chris Harris as a cheap addition to play nickel? I don't even think you need a nickel corner. You got about 3 of them on the damn team.
Yeah, we got Darren Hall. Darren Hall is going to keep. He's going to continue to get better. He's been playing well.
Right.
You got Fabian Moreau. You can bring back him to a like 3 or 4 year, $3 or $4 million. He did very good for a guy that's supposed to be the second corner. I think that's where people get lost. You expect to have 2 shutdown corners. A lot of the time that doesn't happen in the NFL. You got 2 great corners.
Right.
He did exactly what he was supposed to do, be the second corner.
Then outside, and you have to think about most of his mistakes came in like the first 6 games of the season. That's where you start seeing all the pass interferences, and you started seeing the him getting beat on jump balls a lot, getting beat on out routes. Yeah, but when you saw later in the season, you didn't see as much as that. And everybody continue to share this stream with folks you know, share it with your mama, your daddy, your kids, your dog, your neighbors, the homeless guys under the bridge on the highway somewhere. Just share it with somebody. But yeah, man, I don't think you would need to really sign a slot corner. Like I said, you got plenty of guys that can play that slot position. Yeah, Bubba Gump here said, yeah, Fourier gonna go somewhere to get a 4 or 5 year deal, making like 17 million, which is money we don't have, especially for that position. Hold on, here you go. Rico 312 says, I need a pass rusher first round. How do you feel about George Pickens second round? He just ran a 4.4. Mike, I want you to take this one first before I give my thought on this one.
That's the right along. That's like people look at wide receivers and they just automatically think speed. I don't give a shit about speed. I really don't care about speed at this moment. What I do care about is a guy that can attack the football. When you look at George Pickens, he's a guy that can attack the football. And in an Arthur Smith offense, you need guys that's going to attack the football. Here, fearless going over the middle, catching slants, to run after the catch, the ability to do what K Styles when we were having this conversation with LT not too long ago, a couple of days ago, when we talk about Muhammad Sanu having a guy in there who's just that energy, and that's what a George Pickens is. So when we talk about a 4-4, I don't care nothing about the combine. I don't watch the combine. It's an absolute worthless piece of crap. It's just like a slave ship. People, all you doing is you got all these people just they butt ass naked and everybody got their clothes off. They showing their arms. They showing their legs. Look, I know. Look, at the end of the day, and nothing. I despise the combine. It's not. You don't need the combine whatsoever. The only thing I can say is worth watching at the combine is the shuttle. All that other stuff is worthless. I don't need to see how big and how much fat he got. His left foot bigger than the other. His hands small. I don't get. Look. That junk is worthless. The combine is absolutely worthless. I don't care about his ability to run a 4.2. Because guess what? In football, there's going to be very few times that you're going to see a guy that have the ability to run 4.2.
Right. Yeah,
You're
because
not going
like
to have many times to run a 4.2 in a football game. It's
and
worth it.
we've seen guys run 4.2 that can't run routes.
Mm-hmm.
We've seen guys that run 4.7, 4.8 that are excellent route runners.
Mm-hmm.
We've seen 4.3 guys that play running back can't cut up the field to save their life. Can't
Mm-hmm.
read blocks. But like you said, that 10-yard shuttle, that's
Mm-hmm.
changing direction. That's how
Mm-hmm.
quick you can get it.
Mm-hmm. That's about the
The
only thing I
broad
focus on.
the broad jump and the vertical jump is how explosive it are you. Them are really the only drills I care about.
Anquan Bolden, Jerry Rice. Um, I don't. Yeah, Jerry Rice didn't like.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't run well at all. Like I think he was
Right.
like a 4.5, 4.6 when they actually
Right.
timed him. Like those guys didn't run. That's why I was like, look. At the end of the day, I know that was kind of over the top what I said, but I just see the combine as just another slave trade. You just sitting there trying to get the best looking slave, the best looking player. That's all I see. We just talk about Vernon Ghost, and that man blew up so many combine records and John Ross combine records. Saw Marcus Russell throwing the ball 70 feet on his knees and doing all breaking out like all them guys did all that type of stuff. And what did that give them? Most of these guys who even time, if you just go back and look at the history and just the players that have like ran well and like had great combines, most of these guys was absolutely nothing. Percy Harvin was a good player, but he was another one of those guys, a speedster, but he was nothing more than a speedster. That's literally what he was.
Darius Hayward Bay was another one.
Mm-hmm. Hayward Bay.
Yeah. And like you said, and these are drills that you train for. You train for these drills and you're not in pads. That's why I said the only thing that I care about is what's on tape. Because what I see on tape is what I'm gonna get. Noah here said the combine can showcase the athletic guys so that people that didn't know about them can go back to their tape. But there's only so many players this benefit. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Like I said, I think really the combine is really like for those guys that are on the verge of not getting drafted, so you can have more eyes on them.
A lot of those guys don't even get invited to the combine, so that's not necessarily true. A lot of guys not even
Right.
invited. That's why they had the pro days, so those guys can
Mm-hmm.
get it. So it's only a
Mm-hmm.
select few guys that are invited to the combine. The pro
Right.
days are where those guys you're talking about, Noah, actually benefit from. But the combine, that's what I was talking about. The combine is probably one of the most worthless workout. It's worthless. It's absolutely worthless. A lot of these guys tell ACLs, they get hurt trying to, be the most explosive, be the fastest. But the pro day is where that's where you get up close and personal with these guys. That's why
Mm-hmm.
when Terry Fontenot said earlier today, it's like he didn't say anything about those guys because like in the combine, you got to understand one thing. You only got so much time to even interview these guys, to even
Mm-hmm.
sit down and talk to these guys. It's worthless. When you go to these pro days, it's one on one. You got more time. It's more personal. You can tell. You can ask them questions about what they think. They
Mm-hmm.
the system and all that. You can get more personal with the pro days. But the combine, I'm telling you right now, is absolutely worthless. A lot of guys, even like you see guys on the last couple of years, they don't even go to the combine. They
Mm-mm.
just have the pro days. It's
Mm-hmm.
worthless.
Right.
It's worthless.
Right. I'll give you another example. Quentin Williams, nose tackle, ran like a 4.6, 8.40 for a 310-pounder. Everybody fell in love with him. Where's he? Where's he as far as blowing up the league? He blowing up bathrooms in the locker room, but that's about it. That's why we always say when it comes to these players, it don't matter what you test. If you get drafted by a team and you don't succeed in that system, that trumps everything that you done physically wise because you got that while you're young, but when year 3 comes, if it ain't up here and you still relying on that athletic ability, but you don't have it up here, that's where the bust come in at. And let's see, get a couple of these here. Rico said, "Do you think we have an answer on Ridley before the draft? I need someone to help the squad this year. If we can get a 2, that will give us 3, so we can help speed this turn." Yes, and that's why I said Ridley is very important because if you're able to get Ridley with a second round pick, you got so much versatility you can go in that second round. And for a lot of those Falcon fans that want a quarterback, them to draft a quarterback, that's a possibility. You can still draft a quarterback in the second round and still have 2 second-round picks to build your defense up or get a playmaker. So that was said, there's a lot of chips that can be played here, but they have to play it right.
That goes into that's why I say it's all about you have to think about the benefit of trades. Trades
Mm-hmm.
aren't necessarily what you're going to gain as far as draft picks is concerned. Sometimes you just want to trade guys because you can't afford to keep them.
Mm-hmm.
The Falcons can't afford to keep Calvin Ridley. They can't afford to give another wide receiver 20, 15, $20 million. Why? Because Quintero's ruined that for him. So we gotta kind of give Ridley the benefit of the doubt. It's like why he in his feelings, because of what Quintero's did, as we call him Quintina. Um, Quintina, he didn't care about nobody
He cared
because
about
guess
it.
what?
He cared
He didn't
about the
care about
Migos.
he, he cared about the he cared about the Migos. He got his money, and like we're paying dead cap money this year for him leaving. That money could have went to Calvin Ridley, and maybe he's not even thinking about, like I said, maybe he's not. Maybe he's thinking about that Calvin Julio being gone, and hey, how I'm gonna get my money?
Right,
We got to pay $15 million dead cap
right.
because this dude decided to leave. So maybe he's in his feelings about Julio. Like I said, like I said, at the end of the day, we got to look at how this is going to benefit the team. And
Yeah.
trading him away, we can't afford him. We can't afford him. We can't afford Fourier to give Fourier 15, $17 million. We can't afford Calvin Ridley. And at the end of the day, it's about the Falcons have to clear a lot of space. And I'm talking about future contracts.
Yeah. That's why I liked when Silas came on the other day. He used that analogy about throwing the pebble in the lake. Like you can be the splash. That splash is instant. But if you that ripple got to travel throughout the whole entire lake to finish off. The Falcons are trying to be that ripple. They can't afford to be the splash because the splash is instant and it's nothing afterwards. Noah said someone on NFL Network had us taking Sam. I do not want Baker Mayfield 2.0. The fuck out of here.
This dude is about 5'10". I'm telling y'all, okay. That dude is a
This is
midget.
this is Baker Mayfield all over again.
He's Baker Mayfield all over again. The dude is little. I'm
Ain't
good.
it? It ain't even the fact that he just little. It's the fact that he just Baker Mayfield.
He's pretty much
He uh, that's him right there. Damn it, I should have put that video here, but that's all good. But we're doing something a little different tonight. We're gonna do something a little different tonight. And I thought I might want to try this out because I think I've never done this before. But I'm finna get, as everybody know, Mad Mike Sports, Utah Sports, and your boy 6-Man K Styles have a draft prospect list that y'all definitely need to check out where everybody's kind of doing draft prospects. I got the and I think it's been doing pretty well for everybody. I'm attacking it differently because I'm doing players nobody talk about. And I think today I got an interest. Let me set up this scenario right quick. Mike, you want to get yours out the way? Mike, I'm gonna let you get yours out the way first because I want to set mine up right.
Okay. This is a guy that I feel as though is an insurance policy, and not so much an insurance policy as far as him. Like, if this doesn't happen, if we don't sign Russell Gage, I'm still bringing this guy in because I feel as though, like, when you look at Dean Dean Pease and how Arthur Smith it's all about ball control, the ability to run after the catch. You need those type of guys that's gonna get open quick. They got a short area burst and whatnot. Great footwork. You can use this guy in as I've seen him in college. You use this guy in end around. You can throw screens to him. He's very quick. He's decisive. He's not afraid of contact. And this guy is who? Wardell Robinson. He's not a very big guy, but I know a lot of people looking at him as far as like Arthur, and I mean him, Arthur Smith, and his offense. He prefers bigger guys, but I think more so he just likes football players. And Wardell is one of those guys that I see as he's about 5'10", 185, and he has great feet as far as he has great ability to run after the catch. And I think that's going to be vital when it comes down to this offense. This is why I want Russell Gage back. Russell Gage is another guy. He has short areas, a great short area quickness. He can get in and out of breaks fast. He can showcase speed here and there. He doesn't necessarily have a lot of bursts as far as his speed is concerned. But Wardell is almost like a faster and less. I guess what's the word? Um, I guess he's a less crazy wide receiver because this dude, you ain't gonna see a lot of backflips and jumping over people or there. All right, versus a guy like Russell Gage. But I think he's essentially um, a Russell Gage clone, to be honest. And I think he'll be perfect for this offense. You get him in the fourth, fifth round. If he's around, I'm taking him.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, because I
One day,
seen what I seen I seen Wandale play. He kind of remind me of um just college wise from what I seen
mhm.
in college. He kind of reminds me of Randall Cobb just a little bit. He might be a little bit more physical than Randall Cobb, but he would kind of reminds me of Randall Cobb just a little bit.
Yeah, and
And it's kind of
that's
weird they both went to the same school. I was gonna say Steve Smith, but I wasn't gonna put that expectation on Steve
yeah,
Smith.
not that. Yeah, not that.
Mhm. So yeah, that's definitely somebody that's really good to look at. And I saw a comment here. Tadra said, "Would you address the tight end position in the draft, being that we don't know what will happen?" Actually, I have a tight end in mind for this draft this year that the Falcons could draft. I'm saving that for later, though. I'm saving that for later. Like I said, y'all let me know if y'all give a thumbs up if y'all want me to continue to do this type of segment on these live shows. We can continue this right here because I think the videos are fine, but I think y'all want to see us do it live. But let me set this scenario up. Okay. Now, let's say the Falcons, okay, because we already know the two top interior linemen that most Falcon fans are associating with the Falcons is Jordan Davis and what's his name? Travis Jones, right? And you know what's his name? Pedarian Mathis and stuff like that. We're just using this as a hypothetical. What if I told you that if the Falcons don't pick none of these guys up, there's actually a guy that you can actually that the Falcons can look at in the fifth, about around the fourth, fifth round, maybe sixth round, but can kind of give you exactly what you need. Like I said, it's not the sexiest name out here. But let me go ahead and put this up. I'm talking about this dude, John Ridgeway out of Arkansas. And as I'm looking through, I'm like, okay, let me look at defensive line alternatives. And I was like, something about this guy kind of jumped off the screen to me just a little bit. Um, let me go ahead and put this up so I can show y'all the statisticals of what I found. I put some time into this, boy. John Ridgeway, 6'6", 330. As you already know, most of the guys that like the trench play, they like the size. 6'6", 330. 39 tackles, 4 tackles for loss, 2 sacks. Now remember, he plays the 3-4 nose tackle at Arkansas. That's why I put as a strength like he's a perfect 3-4 nose. And it ain't like the defensive linemen next to him or close to him. They're usually spread the hell out. They're usually in wide technique. He's relentless, bro. Like I said, and I think that's what this defense need. They definitely need guys that are like relentless after the snap. They chasing down running backs, wide receiver screens and stuff like that. This guy definitely is one of those guys that play from whistle to whistle. Um, yeah, yeah. Like I said, Like I said, me and Noah on the same page when it come to this guy. We on the same page. But the only thing about him is what I saw that when I said weaknesses, lack of consistency, disengaging. He doesn't really have a lot of moves that he can use. Like when you look at Jordan Davis, you see he kind of got that chop, get over, and getting by the offensive lineman. Or he might swim, or you might see Travis Jones. He could swim through, go underneath, and boom. This guy doesn't have those type of moves. He's pretty much just bull rushing. I'm finna push your ass to the quarterback. But for where he's projected to go is a possible steal. Because, like you said, as we looked at this DP's defense, you need like I said, you're definitely going to need nose tackle. And the thing about this guy is he's actually one of the rare 3-down defensive tackles in this draft, which is crazy as hell. But yeah, Noah said that can change once he spends enough time. And boy, I wish Mike would have put that video up. Boy, Grady over here doing some damn Olympic weight training over here and shit. Boy. He trying to get that Aaron. He trying to get that Aaron. He trying to get that Aaron. Well, can't nobody get that Aaron Donald built because that motherfucker is built like a cyborg. And that's why I said Aaron Donald is a beast because, bro, he's only 277 pounds, but that mother is all muscle.
He just built that dude.
he built out a lab somewhere. But like I said, I thank Noah for that pick as well because it actually opened my eyes. And like I said, I wanted to explain it in my own way as well. So they kind of get like a different perspective of it. But that's definitely a guy, and that's very interesting that Georgia fans actually seen him. He can get to the backfield.
All
effort.
A lot of times you don't need to have a lot of moves, man, and be exceptionally quick and all that. Great hands. Sometimes effort is just that's what makes Grady so special. But because Grady, he not only has the moves, but what sets him apart is his effort, and that's the same thing for Aaron Donald. Aaron Donald has great hand, great feet, closing speed, but what separates him, we said it during the Super Bowl on that sideline when the offensive line screwed up, end up pushing Aaron Donald, and I was like, why did you do that? Why
he got a whole nother gear. He tapped into Super Saiyan. That's what he did.
You leave those guys alone. Aaron Donald, great gear because they have another gear, and like you just leave them alone. When you piss off with Grady Gear, when you piss off with Aaron Donald, you like I've seen Grady Gear get triple team in a Saints game, and this dude still got a tackle for loss. That's his effort. That's all effort. Ain't got nothing to do with talent. That's just effort. Absolutely refusing to go down. Effort.
Right. And then it's not even just the effort of getting through. Because like I said, if you see a lot of his bull rushes that he's pushing centers and the quarterbacks. That's what you want. That's how you stop the run as well. You can wall up and not get moved, but if you able to penetrate and get into the backfield that quickly and knock that center to the quarterback, that's just as effective. But when you're talking about the effort, And this is like I said, this is why we love Grady so much. It's the effort when the plays are down the field. It's the tackling 5 yards past the line of scrimmage. It's chasing down runners. Like this guy is a 6'6", 330-pound freight train that does that.
That's why I'm looking at guys like Jordan Davis. Like Jordan Davis doesn't have a full array of moves, but I see this dude running on the sideline, and that's the scariest shit I've ever seen in my life. A 6'6", 340-pound guy running full speed at a quarterback. And he actually hauls it down. That's those are the plays that we're talking about. So I'm not sure if I want to draft him at 8, but Jordan Davis still one of those guys. We talk about effort. When his head is in the game, there's nothing you can do with a guy like Jordan Davis because he's just a cleave. And that's what, like, it goes back to a guy who was one of my favorite players. He did all the dirty work in the Super Bowl year, and Rashid
Hageman.
Like, he was the dirty guy. If you look at what they did, every time they brought him in, they would put him at right end, they would put him at every position, and then they would just use Grady Jarrett off of Rashid Hageman. They would use Vic Beasley off of Rashid Hageman. They would use all the pass rush, especially because he would command just a double team just with his sheer size.
And this dude pretty much looked like he bench presses cows on the farm. I'm just gonna say it like that. He looks like a country boy. So yeah, you might want to have at least one of those. But I see Noah and Todrick talking about tight ends. I got a name for both of y'all, and I'm gonna give my opinions on that at a later time. Charlie Collier out of Iowa State.
Yeah, Iowa State got some. They got some. They always have some pretty good tight ends, though.
Yeah. Charlie. I think that's how he said the name. Charlie Collier. Yeah. He pretty much give you everything that Hayden Hurst gives you. He might be faster though, but that's definitely a tight end that I would love to see if they went that route in this draft. So that's the debut of NFL draft prospects on this show. I think that went pretty well. So now we just gonna go ahead and get the closing. We're gonna do about 10 more minutes of Q&A. Like I said, we get a couple questions in here, and we go ahead and close it out. I think Jonathan Bell here said something about a Canadian football player, Braden Linus. I'm interested, but haven't seen any film on it. I don't even know who the hell. I gotta find out who the hell that is.
Yeah, I don't know what the hell you talking about. I love Johnny,
bro. This lets you know how bad the last regime left this team. The fact that we're literally hunting in the CFL.
I thought he was talking about goddamn Lion King or something. He talking about.
I thought he was talking about Lioness from damn. What was it from Charlie Brown?
Charlie Brown.
Who the fuck is it? I had to take a look at him. I take a look at him.
Yeah, absolutely.
Cause you get some good players out of the CFL. Ain't saying ain't no good players that come out that motherfucker. You get a couple gems here and there. But Bubba Gump here says Jordan Davis will make quarterbacks shit their pants. He damn sure would.
That's a big, huge dude. That's just like I said. That's just if he already 6'6", he hold his hands up like this in front of quarterback, push lineman back and then hold his head. Like how a guy like Kyler Murray gonna see over him?
Yeah. Yeah. But the only problem with Jordan Davis that I see is he does not play with leverage very well. That
It's
that
hard.
that's that it's
It's,
hard for his size to do so.
it's hips. His hips. He needs to get what he needs to do. He needs to take some taekwondo. He needs to take martial arts so he can work. I'm serious. He needs to
Yeah.
work on his hips. Martial arts
Right.
is going to help him with his hips. He really needs that. Like if
Mhm.
you really follow Chuck Smith, they tell you it. Like even Aaron Donald will tell you it's really martial arts what they're doing. Those are martial arts moves.
Mhm.
Those are martial arts. When they like you see the wax on, wax off. That's basically what it is. They
Hit
use
that
your hand
hit
and
that
they
boy
use
hit that boy with
your momentum.
that hit the boy with that Jet Li Wing Chun, that Donnie Yen Wing Chun style, like
Yeah, that's what it is, bro.
like fight. They're like, God damn. But yeah, that I think that's gonna be Jordan Davis's that's gonna be his issue is like those offensive linemen can kind of get under him.
Mm-hmm.
See, but like I said, Jordan Davis' advantage is he's so like he has a quickness that everybody kind of underestimates when getting off the
Right.
snap, and that's where
Mm-hmm.
his advantage is. But if you're
Mm-hmm.
already anticipating his quickness, and
He
he
doesn't
can't
use his
really,
hands well, and he
he
really
doesn't.
doesn't use his hands well at
Nah,
all. And I think
nah.
that's the biggest thing.
And I think that's why Travis Jones looks like a better prospect than Jordan Davis because he knows how to use his
I
hands.
think
And
better. He's more. I would say better. What I will say, he's as far as like
polished. I say more
he's a
polished. He's a
little
little
bit
bit more
more.
polished
He's
with
a
his
little bit
hands.
more polished. He's a little bit more polished and ready
Yeah.
for the NFL game versus a Jordan Davis
Right.
because like let's be honest, like I don't, if I'm not mistaken, Jordan didn't play early in his career like that, because he was
Nah.
dealing with weight issues. So,
Mm-hmm.
like, I think his sophomore year when he started losing weight, sophomore, senior year, junior year, that's when he started to kind of come along.
Right.
So he's not as polished as everyone
Right.
else. So he definitely
Right.
has his deficiencies.
Mm-hmm. But like you said, there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, like you
Mm-hmm.
said, you don't want to be coming into the league like, okay, he's the perfect guy, and then you come in the league and like, well, he's the perfect guy, but he can't beat one-on-ones or bet he ain't playing no good. Because I think that's why his stock actually has dropped out of this field.
Mm-hmm.
Because because before the end of the season, he went from being a top 10 pick. I think they done dropped him down to like late first round, early second round.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, like
About
you said,
a lot of guys of versatility. It's like let's
mm,
be honest, man. People just want all these big, fast guys.
mm,
Like if you're not
right.
fast, your your stock is gonna drop. And I think that's really it. He just um I what I think he can be, I think he can be Calais Campbell. And I think everybody pretty much said that too.
Mm,
If
yeah.
if he gets everything, Calais was like a second round, if I'm not mistaken. He had those same issues coming out
Mm-hmm.
as Jordan
Oh,
Davis. He's a
that
big guy.
mug.
He just
No,
said he wouldn't be able to, if he does this. That was the same thing with Calais.
mm,
If.
well,
So I think he.
that motherfucker Calais Campbell walked like a South Park character, boy. Dude, hold on. ATM said, so what the hell martial art move was Dante Fowler hitting in? Boy, he was hitting that. I don't know if anybody know. I don't think anybody's ever seen this movie called Kung Fu Rascals. There's
That
a
sounds
character.
so. Yeah. That
Remember,
sounds.
I remember I played you the theme song of it earlier, talking about we're three fools from the Orient, and we're back in trouble and predicament. The bad guys need a lesson in kung fu etiquette with balance, speed, precision, and wits.
Yeah, you did. Oh my God, I know what you're
he
talking
he
about
had
now.
the same kung fu moves as a dude named Darlene. Oh, I wish I could play the clip for y'all, but I ain't trying to get copyrighted because I don't know what the hell they do,
Oh my
man.
goodness.
All right, look,
No.
just follow me on Twitter. If I find a clip, I'll post it on that Twitter page.
Yeah, y'all gotta follow us on Twitter, on Instagram too. Like I'm getting more active on Instagram too. So y'all follow us on Twitter and Instagram. Hit us up.
Yeah, because I got the video on my phone, but like I said, if you follow me on Twitter at the bottom right there, I might just post it on that thing. It let's just say this dude. You know what? I ain't even gonna say it. I'm gonna just post it on there. But this shit just funny. Oh Lord. Said, what the heck does my watch history look like, K-Style? Well, let me tell you what my watch history looks like. It looks like kung fu movies. It looks like video game gameplay. Random dumbass shit that be recommended. Be a bunch of chicks acting like they bad as hell doing the same as that dance move and me laughing at them. Like, y'all motherfuckers look stupid. There's a whole bunch of different things, boy. And then my watch history looks cool. Yeah. And then I got my daughter, she watching stuff on my phone too. So I got all that stuff on there too. But yeah. But it's mostly kung fu movies, and old gameplay. That's pretty much what my watch history come in at. Speaking of that, hey, I about to say, I think the theme of this group we got right now is actually reminding me of a kung fu movie that I might watch this weekend, man. I might give y'all a kung fu movie recommendation, man. I might do that right now. I said I was gonna do it, but I didn't. This ain't the movie I'm gonna watch this weekend because I about watched this movie damn near every day for the last 3 days. The Kid with the Golden Arm is on Amazon Prime. You'll thank me later. The Kid with the Golden Arm. It is the most basic, craziest shit ever. But Oh no! It's fun. It's fun. It's funny because the sets look cheap as hell. Because it's like if you watch all the Shaw Brothers movies.
I know.
No, I'm just saying to people that don't know it. If y'all watched all the Shaw Brothers movies, they literally use the same set for every goddamn movie. So I'm like, man, bro, I know that step. Hey, I seen that light pole like in 17 movies. Like, really? But yeah, we're gonna call us the hot, the cool, and the vicious. I'm gonna watch that this weekend, boy. I ain't seen that movie in a while. Give me one of my Wong Tao movies. But y'all ain't got no questions. I don't see no questions here. See, I done made Mike get off the thing. I was talking about these kung fu movies. I done got him getting off the channel. Enter the Dragon, Shaolin Handlock. Oh yeah, David Chang, the Shaolin Handlock. I love that movie. 5 Deadly Venoms. I do Venom Mob movies all day. Damn, what's the name of that movie? Shit. But yeah, that definitely like I'll probably be doing a marathon this weekend. And the crazy thing is my daughter loves watching them with me too. So I'm gonna go ahead and wind it down for the night. We definitely appreciate everybody tuning in. As I said, continue to support your man. 6-man K Styles. Noah said he liked Ip Man. Yeah, Ip Man was pretty good. You got to see a Bruce Lee cameo after I think it was the third one. After the third, no, it was the second one. He came in at the end. You saw I'm Lei Sulong. Most people don't know that's Bruce Lee. So yeah. So Definitely continue to support your boy 6Man K Styles. Follow me on Twitter at just6mk. Hey Tim, you ain't shit for that. Talking about good riddance. And like I said, just continue to support your man 6Man K Styles. The next goal is 700. We trying to push this 700. I want to try to get this. I want to try to get the 700. I ain't gonna say before the draft start. I say before training camp start. I want to get the 700. So help a man, help your brother out. Help your man's out over here, man. We try to get this thing done and popping. So until next time, we ain't here to play. We here to stay. You ain't got to go home. But you got to get the hell up out of here. Deuces. Yes.